Hi, I'm Andrew Olson, aka Barney Builder. What you're about to hear in this video is something really special. You're about to hear the first draft script to the first Barney video in the Barney in the Backyard Game series, A Day at the Beach. Now, what makes this script unique is that the original first draft didn't have a purple dinosaur. It didn't have a character even named Barney. The original concept was for an imaginary sea serpent named Cecilia to take a group of children on an imaginary trip to the beach. Now, the way this script was written, to my understanding, is that Sheryl Leach kind of developed the storyline and picked the songs for the original script, and then handed her treatments over to the writing team at Lions Group. Now, the script went through several revisions before being filmable, and this is the first of those drafts to be seen. Now, this draft has been locked away in storage for nearly 30 years, and I recently acquired it in the form of a floppy disk. This floppy disk contains so much Barney history on it, and I'm so excited to be able to share one of these scripts with you today, the original first draft script for A Day at the Beach. So sit back, relax, and enjoy A Day at the Beach.
A Day at the Beach. First draft, April 2nd, 1988. Written by Pat Reeder, The Lions Group. Decision will be made as to whether shows will start with a foreword by Sandy Duncan. Otherwise, open as follows. Fade up on a happy summer scene in the backyard of a typical middle-class home. Mom, Sandy Duncan, stands in the yard with a garden hose in hand, filling an inflatable wading pool which is decorated with ocean designs and the head of a sea serpent. She tops off the pool and turns off the water. She then turns toward the house and calls the kids Annie and Billy.
Annie, Billy, it's ready.
The back door burst open and Annie and Billy come running out to the pool cheering. They are in swimsuits. Annie stops at the pool. Billy takes a belly-flopping dive into it, splashing water everywhere, including on Annie and Mom. They wipe the droplets off their faces in an identical mother and daughter slow burn. Billy surfaces, sees this, and laughs mischievously.
Billy got me wet.
You're about to get in the pool anyway, aren't you?
Annie likes to get into the water slowly, Billy. She doesn't just jump in like a frog, you know.
Boy, that's dumb.
It is not. I like to get wet a little at a time, you old frog.
Yeah, you know, like this.
Mom, Sandy Duncan, will sing this song. During the song, Annie's actions will serve to illustrate the lyrics as she carefully gets her toes, then her ankles, then her knees wet, but always backs out of the water just before she gets her bathing suit wet. Perhaps Billy occasionally poses a threat with handfuls of water, but she always ducks out of the way just in time to avoid getting splashed. Sandy might even catch a little splash in the face, which makes Billy run for cover. Finally, at the end of the song, Annie holds her nose, closes her eyes, and dunks herself in the wading pool as high as her shoulders. Both kids are now splashing around in the pool.
Have fun, but don't stay in too long. Your dad's coming home from work early to take us all to the beach for the weekend. We'll have to get ready to leave soon. There's the phone. I'll go get it. You two be careful out here.
Mom hurries into the house to answer the phone. Annie and Billy splash around and throw water at each other. After a few seconds, two other kids, a boy and a girl, appear at the back gate. They are also dressed for swimming.
Hi, Annie. Hi, Billy.
Hi.
Is there room for us in the pool?
Sure, there's plenty of room. Come on.
The two kids react happily. They turn and motion, "Come on," to someone behind them. From behind the wooden fence appears an onslaught of kids, at least 5 or 6 more of them. They run happily into the yard and start climbing into the wading pool.
Yay! All right, woohoo!
The wading pool is now more like a can of sardines.
We didn't know there were so many of you.
Do we have to go?
Nah, that's okay. But you'll have to go when Mom calls us in. We're going to the beach today.
Wow, you're lucky!
Mom appears in the back door, her face now more serious.
Annie, Billy.
Yes, Mom?
Kids, that was your dad on the phone. He's going to have to work late. He can't take us to the beach today.
The kids express general disappointment.
He said to tell you he was really sorry, and maybe we can go next week, okay?
She goes back into the house.
Boy, that's tough.
Yeah.
I've never even been to the beach.
Me neither. And it looks like I'll never get to go.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
All the kids pile out of the pool and look around, trying to locate the source of the voice.
Who said that?
Me, the sea serpent.
The kids all pile out of the pool and run to the inflatable sea serpent head on the pool.
You said that?
A friendly-looking sea serpent rises out of the wading pool and waves hello to the kids.
No, I said that.
The kids all stare in amazement.
Who are you?
Why, I'm Cecilia, the sea serpent. I heard you say that you had never been to the beach.
The kids all shake their heads no and gather in closer.
Oh, that's so sad. I live at the beach every day, morning, noon, and night. Say, do you really want to know what the beach is like?
The kids jump up and down excitedly.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Well, if you'll jump into the pool and pretend very hard with me, I'll take you on a make-believe trip to the ocean.
The kids pile into the pool with the sea serpent, who takes her place at the head of the pool. The effect is that of a captain leaning into the wind on the bow of a ship, backed up by a loyal crew.
Pretend that we can fly like a plane and go anywhere we want to go.
The kids close their eyes and extend their arms as if playing airplane.
Now, think of the beach. The soft, warm sand, the waves splashing, the boats on the ocean. Are you ready?
Yes.
Then let's go to the beach.
Using chroma key, we see the pool lift up into the air and fly through the sky like an airplane. Lyrics may require rewriting and expansion to mention more things that you see at the sea. The sea serpent and the kids sing together. At times, they point over the edge of the pool and we cut to their point of view to show footage of beaches and boardwalks, surfers, etc. At the end of the song, the pool touches down on the sand. The beach will probably be created in studio.
We're on the beach. All ashore who's going ashore.
The kids scamper out of the pool and into the sand, hardly believing their eyes.
We really are at the beach.
And look, there's the ocean.
The sea serpent gingerly steps out of the pool.
Of course. A beach without an ocean is just a big sandbox.
Let's go check it out.
The other kids cheer and start to scatter.
Hold on a minute.
She reaches into the pool, out of sight, and produces a whistle on a string. She blows the whistle sharply for attention. The kids stop in their tracks and gather around her.
You can't just go running off like that. You'll get lost. Now, everyone stay together.
She reaches into the pool again, pulls out a pair of cool shades and a lifeguard-style sun helmet, and puts them on.
And I'll give you a guided tour. Just hold hands and follow me.
The kids and the sea serpent all join hands to begin their adventure. The kids and the sea serpent sing and dance on the sand. At the end of the number, the sea serpent leads them happily off-screen and on to their day at the beach.
Come on, let's find out what's at the beach.
As the kids all troop off screen, Annie walks after them, slows down, waits for them to leave, then turns and exits in the other direction, all by herself. Dissolve to sea serpent, leading the kids down the sand and pointing out the sights.
A beach is where the water and the land come together.
Which do you like better, Cecilia? The land or the water?
Well, the water is very exciting.
The kids gather closer to her with every word.
Out in the ocean, you can find pirate ships and sunken treasure, whales and sharks and electric eels. But there's one thing you can find on the beach that's even more exciting than all those things.
What's that?
She steps aside to reveal an ice cream vendor in a white coat who hands her a popsicle.
Ice cream!
Aww.
The vendor passes out ice cream to all the kids.
Ice cream for everybody.
I love ice cream. Yay!
You know something, Cecilia? You're silly.
I'm not silly. I'm just crazy. That's what a day at the beach is for. To be a little crazy and to have a lot of fun.
Cecilia sings this to the kids who join in on the second chorus. Silly choreography should be used to illustrate the crazy lyrics and to underscore the general sentiment. At the end of the song, all laugh and lick their ice cream cones.
This is fun, isn't it, Annie? Annie?
All look around.
Annie? Annie? Hey, where are you? She's gone!
I did tell her not to wander off and get lost. Well, I guess I'll have to go find her myself. You all stay here together, and I'll be back as fast as I can.
The sea serpent waves goodbye and walks away off screen.
Well, what'll we do while she's gone?
Billy looks around and points at some big rocks nearby.
I know. Let's climb those rocks and see what's on the other side.
Yeah!
The children all run and climb to the top of the rocks. When they reach the top, they stop and gasp in awe at what they see. Cut to the kids' POV. It is an old ship, wrecked and abandoned on the rocks.
It's a boat!
No, it's a ship. A pirate ship.
Let's go take a closer look.
The kids scamper down the rocks and climb into the ship, looking around and striking nautical poses.
Wow, neat, so cool, awesome!
Hey, I've got an idea. If we could make the pool fly, just by making believe, then maybe if we all pretend hard enough...
We could go sailing on this ship! Alright, yeah!
The kids take their positions on the ship, close their eyes, and concentrate.
Okay, everybody, pretend really hard that we're out sailing on the ocean.
Using chroma key, the ship full of children suddenly pops onto the water and is rocking along the waves. The kids themselves are outfitted with sailor hats, neckerchiefs, telescopes, etc. The kids do this song as the boat rocks along the water. At the end of the song, the kids all laugh and cheer. Dissolve to the beach. Annie is happily working on a tremendously detailed sandcastle. Behind her is a big pile of seashells.
Annie! Annie!
Annie looks up and calls back.
I'm over here.
The sea serpent walks onto the screen and strikes an exasperated pose.
Annie, didn't I ask you not to wander off and get lost?
I'm not lost. I'm right here. I've been building sandcastles and looking for seashells.
So I see. But I was worried about you. I've been looking all over the beach.
I'm sorry, Cecilia. I won't go off alone again.
Well, I'm just glad I found you. Now we'd better get back to the other children.
Annie takes the sea serpent's hand and they walk together off-screen to left.
I hope they're not tired of just sitting around with nothing to do.
Dissolve to kids on boat at sea.
Boy, isn't it great being on the ocean?
Yeah, and this is just a little part of it.
What do you mean? The ocean is huge.
The girl looks wistfully over the edge of the ship to the depths below.
Yes, but the only thing you can see is the top of the water. And that's just a little part of the ocean. I wish I could see all the things that are down below. Would you like me to tell you about them?
The kids turn around and see a mermaid sitting on the edge of the ship. Sandy Duncan can also play the mermaid. Of course, she'll be dressed and made up to look very different. The basic costume could include very long hair with ocean blossoms in it and a big blue-green fishtail.
Ooh.
Who are you? I'm Miriam the mermaid. Who are you?
We're friends of Cecilia the sea serpent.
Cecilia? She's my cousin. Well, any friends of hers are friends of mine. Say, would you like me to show you what's on the bottom of the sea? Yes! Okay, now everyone pretend really hard. Imagine that this boat is a submarine and let's dive down into the ocean.
Using chroma key, make the boat full of kids seem to sink below the water. Cut to the boat floating in space, surrounded by backgrounds of underwater footage, either stock or specially created impressionistic set. Colorful fish swim by, waving their fins. Bubbles float upward all around. The kids ooh and ah, pointing out all the fascinating things they see.
Oh, wow, this is so cool. Yeah, look at that.
Miriam, can we go all the way to the bottom of the sea? Well, it's an awfully long trip. Why do you want to go to the bottom of the sea? I just want to see what's there. Oh, I can tell you that right now.
The mermaid sings this song to the kids, who join in on the end or on alternate verses. Note, some versions of this song read in the middle of the sea. Ours should be in the bottom of the sea. This song ends with much laughter.
Well, I guess I better get back on top of the ocean. Up, submarine!
The boat rises through the water. Cut to surface. The boat rises from the water. The mermaid is gone.
Gee, thanks, Miriam. Huh? She's gone!
Cut to wide shot, showing boat and plenty of water. The mermaid pops up out of the water, not far from the boat, and waves to them.
Goodbye, kids. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye! Thank you!
Cut to closer shot of the boat.
We better get back to the beach before Cecilia gets worried. Everybody grab a paddle.
The kids pick up paddles from the floor of the boat, hold them overboard, and start rowing for shore.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
The other kids join in, singing this song over and over in chorus and as a round. Eventually, their boat moves off-screen toward the beach and their voices fade away. Dissolve to Cecilia and Annie waiting on the beach.
Well, I know I left them all right here.
Oh, there they are.
Cut to wide shot, and we see at least part of the boat on the beach. The kids clamber out of it and run up to Annie and the sea serpent.
Hi, Annie. Hi, Cecilia.
Where have you been?
We met your cousin Miriam the mermaid. She showed us the pole at the bottom of the sea.
Miriam is such a nice girl. Of course, she doesn't have scales all over her like I do. But then, not everyone can be beautiful like me.
That's true.
Well, I think we've had enough excitement for one day. Did you all enjoy the beach?
Yeah, yay!
Wonderful! Now, let's get back to the wading pool and hurry home before it gets dark.
The kids all follow the sea serpent and march down the beach and off screen, singing all the way. Dissolve to sequence of scenes under music. Kids and sea serpent getting into the pool, lifting off, flying home, and landing in the backyard. The kids happily but wearily wave goodbye to one another and to Sea Serpent. The neighbor kids leave. Annie and Billy turn and wave to Cecilia, who still stands in the wading pool. Using chroma key, we see her wave back, holding her nose, and drop directly down through the bottom of the wading pool, out of sight. Annie and Billy link arms and trudge wearily in through the back door. Annie carries a beach pail full of seashells. Cut to interior of house. Their mom is just getting off the phone. She greets them excitedly.
Annie, Billy, I've got good news. Dad just called. He finished his work early, and he can take us to the beach after all. Hurry upstairs and get ready.
Gee, Mom, can we wait till next week?
Yeah, we're tired of the beach now.
They trudge upstairs and out of sight. Mom stares after them, completely perplexed.
Tired of the beach?
She looks down at the floor. Cut to Mom's POV. We see two small sets of sandy footprints on the floor, along with some sand and small shells that the kids have tracked in. Cut back to Mom, who does a whopper of a double take. Cut to pool in backyard. Via animation, the sea serpent head on the pool smiles and winks into the camera. Fade to black. The end.